Good morning, my dear students. So far, in this chapter 4, we have studied about Dalton's theory, Thomson's experiment regarding the discovery of electron and properties of cathode rays, then Goldstein's experiment regarding the discovery of protons, then Rutherford atomic model. Then we had studied that Rutherford could not explain the stability of an atom. He was Niels Bohr who told us that how the atoms are stable, how the electrons revolve around the nucleus. Now, after that we had seen atomic structure. In atomic structure we had studied about atomic number and mass number. Today we shall study about the distribution of electron. This distribution of electron, we had studied that an atom is spherical. An atom is spherical. At the central part, there are neutrons and protons. Round the nucleus, there are imaginary circular path in which the electrons revolve. These circular paths are called shell or orbit. It is also called energy level. This distribution of electron is called electronic configuration. So, distribution of electron in different cell, different orbit is called electronic configuration. This concept of distribution of electron in the cells, this concept was given Bohr and Bury. There are following rules. If this one is the first cell, it is called first cell or K cell. This is your nucleus. Then first cell, this one will be second cell or L cell. This is third cell or M cell, fourth cell, N cell, fifth cell, O cell, likewise. Now in the first cell, if it is K cell, the electrons present in first cell is called K electrons. What will be the number of electrons? It will be 2n square, where n stands for the number of cell. If it is for first cell, it will be 2 into n square will be 2 into 1 is equal to 2. If it is second cell, means L cell, then what will be the number of electrons present in N cell? 2n square. Here n stands for second cell, means 2 square. It will be 2 into 4, 8. Likewise, if it is M cell, this is the third cell, what will be the number of electrons? 2 into 3 square means 2 into 9, it is 18, and so on. See, it is not so that if it has electrons, that electrons will be arranged at the same time. It is not so. Suppose it is copper. Its atomic number is 29. First of all, this first cell is formed, which will have 2 electrons. First cell. then they will come to this. Here 8 electrons will be accommodated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 electrons will be accommodated in the second cell. Then what is the now number of electrons? 2 plus 8, 10. Then third cell's formation will take place. Here what will be the number of electrons in the third cell? 18. Here 18 electrons are adjusted. So now 28 has gone. 2 plus 8, 10 plus 18, it is 28. Now the formation of fourth cell takes place. So what will be the arrangement of electrons? 2, 8, 18, 1. We cannot write 1, 18, 8, 2. We cannot write in the reverse way. This will be wrong. We will write first cell, second cell, third cell, fourth cell's electron. K, L, M like this. Or first, second, third, fourth. See, another concept is that here is 2 electrons, 8 electrons, 18, 1. Though it is the fourth cell, its capacity is what? 2 into 4 square. It will be 2 into 16 means 32. It has the capacity to accommodate 32 electrons, but no atom can have more than 8 electrons in the outermost cell. No atoms can have more than 8 electrons in the outermost cell. Here, the outermost cell of an atom cannot accommodate more than 8 electrons, though if it has the capacity to accommodate more electrons. For example, here is calcium. If we see, according to this rule, calcium has the atomic number 20. So in the first cell, 2 electrons will be accommodated. In the second cell, 8 electrons. So 2 plus 8, 10. Now 10 electrons are remaining. So this is the third cell. It has the capacity to accommodate 18 electrons, but here only 10 electrons are left. So according to that rule, what will be the configuration? 2, 8, 10. 10 plus 8, 18 plus 2, 20. But here is the outermost cell and here are 10 electrons. It is wrong because the outermost cell cannot have more than 8 electrons. So what will happen? After 2, 8, instead of here 10, 8 electrons will be erased and rest of the electron will go in the outermost cell. It is because all the atoms tends to have inert configuration. Inert configuration, we know that if you see page number 64, here are the configuration of all 6 inert gases except helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. They all have 8 electrons in the valence shell and they all are inert gases. They neither lose nor gain electrons. They do not react with any other atoms. They do not react with. So, like these inert gases, all the atoms tend to have the inert configuration. Therefore, they cannot have more than 8 electrons in the outermost cell. The maximum capacity of KLM, third cell, is 18, but 8 electrons are filled in it. This is due to the fact that elements become stable, all the atoms become stable only after having 8 electrons in the outermost cell. This outermost cell, we also call it valence cell. The outermost cell of a chemically stable atom can accommodate maximum of 8 electrons. We had seen now helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon, radon. These 6 are stable. Helium has 2 electrons in the outermost cell. Rest of the elements, they have 8 electrons in the outermost cell. Here are some examples. Magnesium, atomic number is 2. So in the first cell it will be 2, 2n square 2. In the second cell 2n square, here n is 2, so will be 8, and the last cell will have the remaining 2 electrons, so its configuration will be 282. These are some examples, like hydrogen. This is your helium, lithium. Likewise, these are the examples for the showing the configuration of electrons. Then we will come to next topic. What are the main features, what are the main property of the structure of atoms? These things we have already discussed several times. The atoms of all the elements except hydrogen, they are made up of 3 fundamental particles, 3 subatomic particles, electron, proton and neutron, except hydrogen. I think 3 or 4 times I have told you, this hydrogen is an element. It exists in 3 forms. In one form, it has 1 proton. In fact, in the second and third form, it has one proton. All these 3 forms have 3 protons, but in this form it has no neutrons, 0 neutron. In this case have 1 neutron, and in this case has 2 neutrons. So this form having 1 proton and 0 neutron is called protium. This is called deuterium, and this is your tritium. Here it has atomic number 1. What is atomic number? Number of protons. This form has also atomic number 1, and this one also have atomic number 1. What is mass number? Sum of protons and neutrons. So here mass number will be 1. Here mass number will be 2 and 3. So if you see, except this protium, all the other atoms, all atoms are made up of 3 subatomic particles, electron, proton and neutron. And these different forms, these different atoms of same element having same atomic number are called isotopes, which we had seen at the last time during our last classes. They are the isotopes. So except these hydrogen atom, all are made up of proton, electron and neutrons. Then the nucleus is located at the center of atom. It contains protons as positively charged and neutrons, they are neutral. We have discussed several times that most of the parts of an atom are empty and the mass of electron are negligible, so whatsoever will be the mass of proton and neutrons, that will be the mass of an atom. So the entire mass, means mass of proton and neutrons, are situated at the center. So whole mass of an atom is situated at nucleus or center. The nucleus is positively charged because at nucleus there are only protons and neutrons. Neutrons are having no charge, that means only positive charge proton is present. Due to presence of this positive charge, the nucleus is charged what? Positively. The electrons are outside the nucleus and they have negligible mass, almost mass is 0. The number of electrons in an atom, it is equal to the number of protons, and this is the reason that an atom is electrically neutral, because it has same number of positive charge and same number of negative charge. The electrons revolve very fastly in its fixed circular path orbit. So electrons revolve in the orbit around the nucleus with a high speed, and this speed is almost 1/10 speed of light. These circular paths are called cell orbit or energy level. The atoms of different element contain different number of electrons, different number of protons and different number of neutrons. If we can see here, hydrogen, this has no neutron, but all the other elements, they have different number of electrons and different number of protons. If they have different number of electrons, means they will have different number of protons. So it has been found that no two elements can have same number of electrons present in the atom. So my dear friends, we should know, I had given you the homework during the classes that we should know about this, and regarding page number 48, we should know at least, we should know the atomic number, mass number, at least till the elements having atomic number 30. It will help you a lot in future. Then in the next class we will study about this valence shell, and all we have already discussed, so we will finish it by today itself. What is valence shell? See, this is your calcium. We had discussed atomic number is 20. So what will be the configuration? 2, 8, 8, 2. What is the number of electron present in the outermost shell? 2. This outer electrons present in the outermost shell is called valence electron. So the outermost shell of an atom is called valence shell, and the electrons present in the outermost shell or valence shell, they are called valence electron. See, hydrogen has a lone electron, only one electron in the valence shell. So it has one electron in the valence shell. Similarly, carbon, atomic number is 6. What will be the configuration? 2, 4 means 4 electrons will be present in the valence shell. The chemical properties of electron are defined by these valence electron, since they are the one that take part in chemical reaction, means these valence cell take part in the chemical reaction. How they take part in chemical reaction, we will study it in the topic of chemical bond. These electrons, if it has two electrons, they will be transferred. They will be transferred. Like sodium, it has 2 8 1. This outermost electron will be lost, will form positive ion, and it will form 2 8. Stable configuration. Now chlorine has 17 atomic number, will have 287. This lost electron is gained by chlorine and it forms, what will form? You will say chlorine ion, but chlorine ion is wrong. It will form chloride ion, not chlorine ion but chloride ion. So outermost electron take part in chemical reactions. Then if you see these things, I have given you this example. Elements which have valence electron 1 or 2 or 3, they all are metals. If you see here, these are the elements. Here are some metals and some metals. All the metals, they have only 1, 2 or 3 electrons in the valence shell, but the non-metals like carbon, it has 4 electrons. Nitrogen phosphorus has 5 electrons in the valence shell. Oxygen, sulfur or non-metals have 6 electrons in the valence shell, while the elements of halogen like fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, they all have 7 electrons in the valence shell. So in short we can say all the metals, they will have 1, 2 or 3 electrons in the valence shell. For the inert configuration, they will lose these electrons, valence electron. So like this, sodium will lose 1 electron, calcium will lose 2 electrons, magnesium will lose 2 electrons, aluminium will lose 3 electrons. So the elements which lose electron, they are called reducing agent. So my dear friends, only the metals lose electrons, therefore metals are called reducing agents. And after losing electron, here sodium, after losing electron, it forms positive charge, or it is K-A-T-I-O-N. What it will be? Some of you may say it forms cation, but it is not cation, my dear friends. It is cation. It is cation. Then non-metals. Just we have gone through that all the non-metals, they may have, not they may have, they will have here 4, 5, 6 or 7 carbon. I have told you they are non-metals and they have 4, 5, 6 or 7 valence electrons. They will never lose electron except carbon. Carbon is a non-metal, will neither lose nor gain, but it will share only. 5, 6, 7 valence electrons, they may lose. No, they will never lose. Either they will gain electrons or share. For a moment, forget sharing. They will gain electrons. So as soon as they gain electrons, we had seen Chlorine is a nonmetal. When it gains electron, it forms chloride ion, not chlorine ion, but chloride ion. It forms negative charge, or we can say it forms chloride anion. So, those elements which gains electrons and forms anions are called oxidizing agents. So only the nonmetals gain electrons and form negative ion. Therefore, all the nonmetals are called oxidizing agents. For this, we have isotopes we have seen. In the next class, we will see about why the atoms combine, what is chemical bond. We will see these two topics in the next class. Wish you all the best. Bye.